everyone, welcome back to another video. So I'm so excited to be finally sitting down and filming. I feel like I should shut the window, but it's so freaking hot right now. So I'm sorry if you can kind of like hear wind in the background. It's so windy today, but it's like 27 degrees, which isn't that hot, but you know, we haven't had like warm weather in so long. Anyway, today's video is going to be how I got my hair this color, I suppose. I was previously a brunette if you watched my older videos or if you've been around here for a while. I just want to take you through my journey, what I did, what I do now to upkeep my blonde, and the products I used when I was doing my own hair. Just covering all bases, I suppose. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the video and let's get started. Also want to make a quick disclaimer. I'm not recommending that you do this yourself or do this on any of your friends. Bleach and chemicals is something that you shouldn't play around with unless you know about them and how they work. And I've just like heard and seen so many horror stories of people trying to bleach and dye their hair blonde at home, and it just looks like a mess because they don't know what they're doing. So hopefully if you have to do this at home, maybe you might find this video helpful, but I really do not recommend that you do this. If you do watch my videos like on the regular, you would know that I do have a bit of hairdressing experience. I've had clients previously and I have studied it and things like that. I've cut, colored, foiled, all that kind of thing, so I do pretty much know what I'm doing. So that is why I felt comfortable doing my own hair and making my hair blonde at home by myself. So yeah, just wanted to quickly mention that. Another thing I want to quickly mention is I am currently wearing extensions, and I do pretty much wear extensions all the time. I do have naturally quite fine hair, so I prefer wearing extensions to not only add length because my hair is currently like boob length, but to add like volume and thickness as well. But the color does match really well, so as you guys can see, my hair is still very blonde and blends in with the extensions perfectly. So I've gone back and forth from brunette to blonde maybe 2 or 3 times. There's been 2 times in my life where I've been like a brunette for a long period, I suppose. The reason I'm not a brunette is because I prefer blonde hair on myself personally, but I did really enjoy being a brunette. The only thing is, because we do have genetic red tones in the family, when I do go a nice ash brown, I throw so much warmth. So within 2 weeks, I'll be like a really coppery brown, you know what I mean? And that's not something that I personally like on myself. Some people can just pull off like red or copper hair so nicely, and I'm so jealous. But for me, I didn't like how it looked on me, and that's not the kind of brown that I was wanting. So for me, being a brunette is a lot more upkeep than being a blonde, and that's why I decided to go back to blonde. And I think I'm going to stay blonde because I just can't handle having to, you know, essentially colour my hair every 2 to 3 weeks to have it a nice brown. And no one wants to be in the hair salon or dyeing their hair every few weeks. That's why I decided to go back to blonde. And you can look at old videos of me with like my brown hair. I did really like it, but I feel like blonde is just more me because I was, you know, super blonde when I was younger. And you guys can probably see a lot of this is regrowth. I have been growing my natural colour out. So I am a nice ashy kind of dark blonde naturally. I find that when I do go blonde, I lighten up so nicely, so being blonde is just so much easier for me personally. Okay, so now I'm going to jump into my blonde journey, I suppose. So about a year ago, I decided I wanted to go back blonde, and I was really going to just do it because it's so hard to like jump into going blonde because you have to be kind of like a yucky color for a little while. Luckily enough for me, I don't think my color was that bad. I actually liked all stages of when I was going blonde. I'll try and pop pictures and screenshots and things like that in the video as I go. So this is how it all started. I was working in a salon, and I'm not throwing shade or anything like whatsoever, but I said I really want to book in and get my hair done. So I looked up a time, chose a stylist, whatever. There was probably like 6 girls working there, maybe 4, 5, maybe like 5 girls working there. I wanted to get it done as soon as possible, so the next person that had any, you know, available appointments, I booked in with her. Didn't really know the lady too well. So what I was wanting and what I've always wanted is to just go back to kind of like an ombre kind of color, and that is what I asked for. And I know that the stylist or the hairdresser didn't have a lot of experience with ombre, and I didn't really pay much attention to what she was doing, but when she was foiling my hair, she would weave out a section, put it in the foil, and just paint like a straight line maybe from like halfway down, and then sometimes like a quarter of the way down, etc, etc. So she didn't like blend it or anything like that. So the lady who did foil my hair left about halfway through when I was processing, and there was the owner and another stylist who was going to rinse my hair out, blow dry, etc, etc. And I also was going to get a trim because I hadn't trimmed my hair in so long. And they rinsed it out and blow dried it, and they're like, we can't let you leave looking like this. So they decided to pop some more foils back through my hair, and it turned out great. I loved how it looked, so I was very happy with that. And my hair actually wasn't too fried considering, you know, I just had 2 bleach services in one night. And then I think about 2 months later I decided to go to one of my friends who is also a hairdresser, and she just foiled my hair at home, and she did such a good job. I really did like it. And then once I let that grow out a little bit, I decided to just start foiling my hair at home. So I'm going to tell you right now, it's not easy to foil your own hair. And my whole time when I was foiling my hair, which I probably only foiled my hair 2 or 3 times at home, and I've ended up with this color. So that's probably like 3 or maybe 4 color services to get to this color. But all along my main goal was to end up with something like I have now, and I'm very happy with how it looks. But when I was weaving out the foils, when I was applying the bleach, when like I was placing the foils in different places, I was very particular about how I did all of those things, just so, you know, there'd be a really nice blend from my natural regrowth color to the blonde. And after I got my hair done by my friend, I did let it grow out for quite a while before I started foiling it myself. So I did have a decent amount of regrowth to kind of work with, I suppose. So now I'm just letting my regrowth grow out. I don't know if I'm going to refoil my hair in a couple of months. I don't know if I'm just going to continue to grow my natural color out, because I've been foiling my hair since I was maybe like 13, so I haven't had my natural hair color for quite a while. So I don't know, I thought it'd be something different, and I'm kind of giving my hair a bit of a break. Okay, I feel like I'm just rambling through this entire video, but there's so much that I want to get out and info that I want to share with you guys. So now I just want to mention some things that may be hindering or prolonging your progress when you are trying to lighten your hair. First thing is shampoos and conditioners from the supermarket. They're so bad for your hair, oh my god. Most of them contain sulfates and silicones, and what silicone does to the hair is it actually coats the hair fiber. So when you do try to color your hair, you may find that it just doesn't come up nicely. It may come out patchy, and it just is like a barrier almost. So it doesn't really do any good when you are trying to color your hair or lighten your hair. I definitely recommend getting yourself some salon quality good shampoos and conditioners. I find a lot of people don't actually buy salon products because they think they're too expensive, but once you think about it, salon quality products are all really concentrated, and supermarket products are really diluted and just shit basically. So when you do use a salon quality shampoo and conditioner and things like that, they are really concentrated, so you only need a small amount. So essentially you're basically like spending the same amount, if not saving money, in my personal opinion, and you also get even more benefits from the salon stuff. So I definitely recommend get yourself some good shampoos and hair care products. That's like so important. Next thing would have to be genetic red tones, which I did mention close to the start of the video. Even if it's not immediate family, it still can have an impact on how your hair does lighten, because a lot of the time your hair will throw a lot of warmth, and it's just something to inform your hairdresser or your hairstylist of, and it just makes their job a lot easier, and they can choose appropriate products for your hair. Next thing would have to be packet dyes. So I'm sure you guys were waiting for it. If you are happy with your current color and are going to stay that color, packet dyes won't be that bad. I shouldn't even recommend them at all, but you know, if you are going to stay the same color, then it's not that bad. Just lightening over packet hair dye is like the worst thing you could ever do. It's just like a pain in the ass because you don't essentially know what is on the hair. So yeah, personal experience, letting you guys know it's a freaking pain. So a tip that will actually be life-changing if you are a hair extension wearer, I 100% recommend doing this. So as I mentioned, I had that little stint at the hairdressers where, you know, they kind of fucked up my hair and then redid it all in the same night. I liked the blonde that it was, so I decided to get some extensions from Zala, which were the Honey Beach tape-in extensions, and I still have them. They're still in like amazing condition, so I can't throw them out. Might have to pop some lighter foils through them if I do wear them now, but because Zala hair extensions are multi-dimensional, they do blend so nicely, and it just added so much blonde and lightness to my hair. So that's another thing. Multi-dimensional hair extensions will be life-changing. Instead of getting like one solid color, it'll just so good. And I did get my hair done once again after that, and my hair extensions still blended so nicely, even though my hair was a little bit blonder. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. These are Zala's as well, I think I mentioned. They have the best hair extensions ever. I can't even deal, but thought I'd mention that. I do have a code which is going to be on the screen right now because I can't remember it, but they're definitely my favorite brand of hair extensions that I've ever tried, and I have purchased them multiple times with my own money, so that's just something I want to throw in. So now I'm going to tell you guys what I did to achieve this, I suppose. Products I used, products I continue to use. So what I used was foils, so I just cut up some foils, and I've got some now because I did my friend's hair on the weekend. I put a bunch of blonde foils in her hair, so that's why I've still got some, and that's what I'm showing you. And then the bleach that I used was the High Lift Dust Free Blue Bleach. So I can get this from Priceline, and the reason I was comfortable with using this one is because this is the bleach that I was trained with, so I knew how it worked and things like that. So that's the one that I have repurchased and will continue to repurchase. I do foil my family and friends' hair still to this day, so that's why I do still have the products. And this is what I used on my hair as well. And then on myself, I just used 20 vol or 6%. So this is the cream developer. I also want to mention that I do use different developers and things like that depending on whose hair I am doing, but when it comes to myself, I did use 20 vol and also that powdered bleach. Okay, so now I kind of want to share how I foiled my hair. So let's just pretend that we've taken this piece, it's already been woven out, and now it's in the foil and we're ready to obviously apply the bleach. So what I would do is, obviously I had a lot less regrowth than I do now, but the way that I applied it is how I got the blended kind of effect. So what I did is I kind of went in a W shape, and then sometimes I'd go in a V shape. So what that means is I'd take the outer kind of sections that have been woven out, so it does blend a lot nicer, and I would apply the color there and then just leave little bits of my regrowth to grow out, and some bits I would take higher and lower and things like that. So that's what gives it the really nice fade and the really kind of natural-ish look, I suppose. So yeah, hopefully you guys can kind of see that. Obviously there is quite a contrast from my natural hair color to the blonde, but I didn't want any harsh kind of lines. When it came to doing the back sections of my hair, it was rather difficult, but because I was already like a darker blonde before I started foiling my hair myself, I still had that multi-dimension kind of look in my hair. So I would try and foil and, you know, take the blonde back as much as I could, and I would sometimes put gloves on and use my fingers for certain sections to kind of blend that through. So that's what I did, and it all blends really nicely. So yeah, that's what I did. I also want to quickly mention the products that I'm currently using on my hair, like my shampoos, conditioners, and I do also want to share the toner that I use, which actually is a drugstore toner, but it is really good. So I want to share that. Super affordable as well. So when it comes to getting shampoos and conditioners from the supermarket, from chemists and things like that, those, you know, outlets that sell hair products, majority of them do still carry some salon quality brands when it comes to shampoos and conditioners. So you can also, you know, pick them up at your local supermarkets, but they don't have that big of a range. Majority of the products that you will see in there are still pretty shitty products, but they do have a few selected brands. So I just wanted to mention that. I'm not saying that all of the products that are stocked at supermarkets are bad. They do have a select few that will be amazing for your hair. So firstly, I'm going to share the products that I use to keep my hair really nice and blonde, and to stop it from going brassy and kind of like a yellowy gross color. And I know that I've said multiple times that I don't recommend supermarket brands, but this one is actually really good when it comes to this specific product. So this is the toner that I use probably once a month. So first up, I've got the Schwarzkopf Live Color Silver Toner. So it says this one lasts 8 washes, no ammonia, maximum intensity and vibrancy, luminous shine that adds condition. And I have used this multiple times. I usually do buy 2 of these packets to do my entire hair. They are about $5 each, so it's quite inexpensive. This does not lighten your hair, it just adds a cooler kind of tone to your hair. And for my hair color, you just leave it on from in between 5 to 20 minutes. Obviously, the longer you leave it on, the more cool tone your hair is going to be, so it might turn out more of a silvery kind of look. Whereas I only leave mine on for like about 10 minutes, so it just makes it really nice and refreshed and calms down any brassy bits that may be poking through, because I still do have a little bit of dimension. It's not just one solid color. I really do love this one and I would recommend it. And then next up, I've got a big bottle of this. This is the L'Oreal Silver Shampoo. So I'm going to say since about 15, when I was like a platinum blonde, this is the brand that I use, and I still do continue to use to this day. This silver shampoo is so insanely good, and you only need a small amount. I do get this off eBay because it's so much more affordable. I recommend it to everyone. It's so good. But yeah, it basically just counteracts the brassy orange kind of tones in your hair, and it's so good. I actually left it on once for 45 minutes when I was in the bath, and I had like silver lilac hair. This was like years ago, but I actually really liked it. So this stuff is really potent and you only need a small amount, but it's so good. So a lot of the time when I do foil other people's hair, I don't pop a toner on. I will usually just quickly go over with this to make sure, you know, it's nice and fresh and clean and not brassy anywhere, and it does the job. It's a really amazing product, and this is a salon product. It's L'Oreal Professional. So this is actually the first salon brand that I was introduced to. I find myself, even to this day, going back to it, it's still my favorite line. The L'Oreal hair care range is absolutely amazing. I definitely recommend this brand. I've tried so many, as you could probably imagine, and buy it online because it's so much cheaper. I think you can get this brand in Priceline, but eBay is always the best way to go. And then, as you can probably see, this is the shampoo and conditioner. This is the L'Oreal Absolute Repair shampoo, and instead of using a conditioner, because I am a blonde, I prefer to just use a mask and really hydrate my hair. And this one is the L'Oreal Absolute Repair hair mask. This is so good. Oh, it's seriously the best brand ever. I'm not even joking. And this was not sent to me. I purchased them myself. And I genuinely think that this brand is the reason that I'm not bald and my hair isn't snapping off, because it's just so good. And I have tried other L'Oreal shampoos and conditioners in the same line, but this has always been my favorite. It's like the first salon brand that I ever used, and it's still my favorite to this day. So that's kind of cute, I suppose. So that is the end of the video. Hopefully you all did enjoy it. I think I covered everything I wanted to. Feel like I may have been a little bit rambly, so I hope you guys don't mind that. But also love some feedback on my new setup. Let me know down below. I think I'm going to have like another spot for like makeup videos, because where I'm filming now isn't really practical to sit down and film get ready with me's and things like that. Also want to mention, if you guys didn't notice, we hit 40k a couple of days ago, so that is so exciting. So thank you so much for your ongoing support. I really do appreciate it, and the comments never go unnoticed. I do try to reply to as many as I can, and I love the fact that I'm at a point on YouTube, I suppose, where I recognize your names and faces that I see in my comment section. So yeah, I really do appreciate all the kind things that you guys have to say, and I love having a relationship with you guys. So I am going to try and make a little bit more of an effort to reply to as many comments as I can. I've just been like so busy with the move and things like that, so I feel like now I'm back on track, and my lash is like sticking to like the bottom lash. I don't appreciate that. So yeah, I'm going to love you and leave you. Hopefully you guys do have a fantastic day. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you in my next video.